Hey YouTube, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing pretty well. Today, they came out with the version 1.1 trailer, which if you haven't seen my reaction, I highly recommend you check it out. But we're actually going to be talking about the new echoes that are also going to be coming out to the new map. So in version 1.1, there are a couple of new echoes, such as the Dwarf Cassowary, the Clang Bang, and the Lava Larva. So let's talk about it really quickly. We can clearly see that the Dwarf Cassowary is a cost 1. Actually, all of them are cost 1s. They're specifically going to help Jinshi and possibly Chun-Li as well. And the reason why I say this is because the Lava Larva increases the fusion damage in the bottom right, and for the Clang Bang, it increases the spectral damage and the glacial damage. So from the trailers and from everything, we know that Jinshi is a spectral unit, so Clang Bang definitely is going to be a really nice cost 1 echo for her, and then the Lava Larva is going to be another nice piece for Chun-Li. There seems to be another cost 1 echo that's good for the arrow, and also for the healing. So for instance, Farina could definitely benefit quite well from this. And if we also check it out, I do believe that the Clang Bang is going to be pretty useful for future events. I'm not entirely sure if you need to collect one of them or if you can just transform into one of them pretty simply, but they should be around quite frequently. So I don't think you need to exactly worry about getting the Clang Bang, but it is a nice thing to have for someone like Jinshi. And also, comment down below if you guys are actually going to be pulling for Jinshi, or maybe you're gonna skip for Chun-Li. But for me, I'm definitely going to get Chun-Li, but I'm also gonna try to get Jinshi as well. So the other 3 cost 3 echoes are the Glacial Dreadmane, there is the Light Crusher, and also the Lumiscale Construct. So there's first of all, the designs are really unique. This one is pretty simple, but the Light Crusher and the Lumiscale Construct is it definitely does look intimidating. So I think it's something that's pretty new, and I would love to try to catch them and check it out. But if we also put this in, bring this to a new tab, we can see that the Glacial Dreadmane is going to be specifically going to help increase the energy regen, which is good for characters such as Yin Lin if you want to go for a full support route, or the Freezing Frost, which is going to increase glacial damage. So for instance, if you have a Ling Yang that you really like, you can use this on him, or you could use it on Sanhua. For the Light Crusher, it's another cost 3 echo where it's going to increase the spectral damage. So this is a very good echo for, I believe, Jinshi, and it's going to also, in a 5-piece set, increases spectral damage upon performing the intro skill, and it's going to last for a certain duration, which probably is going to be around 20 seconds from what we've seen from other echoes. So this is really nice. And finally, we have the Lumiscale Construct. Now, by far the most interesting looking echo. I don't know how you would even transform into this echo, but from what it says, you transform into this and then you go into a parry stance. Okay, that is very interesting. I think this might be the first echo that is going to go into the parry stance. So I'm very curious to see how that's kind of going to be played, because we do know that Jianshin is one of the other characters that is using parry as one of their main abilities. However, we haven't seen an echo that actually parries, I believe. So it's going to be pretty interesting. It could be a very nice alternative if you don't have Jinshi and you would like to use this character, or sorry, if you don't have Jianshin and you would like to use this character instead. So from what it looks like, it is going to increase the electro damage. Very good for Galcharo, for Yin Lin. It's also good for the Freezing Frost. So the glacial characters such as Ling Yang and San Hua, as we talked about. So this new area is very beneficial to quite a lot of different teams. So except for the arrows, and every other team is going to widely benefit from these new echoes. And we can't forget about Zhue. Alright, we're back. Just really quickly, around like 5 minutes ago, there was a new post that talks about Zhue, and let's see some of his animations. So Zhue is a cost war echo that we are going to be fighting. It's one of the bosses that is in the new 1.1 map, and this is some of the animation that is going to be presented and that we now know of, and it's really cool to see. There's also a visual representation of how he looks like when he's kind of in the air and fighting us, so that's really nice to see. And there's also the echo skill animation, where we can essentially, kind of utilize Zhue to go up into the air and get a decent amount of elevation actually. So it's actually really cool to see that we can use Zhue to get to newer places that are actually pretty difficult to get to. So as I've stated before, Zhue is going to be an extremely important character, echo for Jinshi. But that's all for now. Alright, I'm back one more time. Really quickly, they had another post for Zhue, and there is a new website that is going to include about Zhue, and it actually talks about the fact that he is a calamity and he's a sentinel for Huanglong. And going down here, we're actually going to be looking at the location of where the boss fight is, which is really cool. And there's also some drops for Zhue, which you will get the Sentinel's Dagger, and you will also be getting the standard weapon mold, which is really cool to see. Not exactly sure what these are used for, but I'm sure they're used for some sort of ascension material, which I wouldn't be surprised if Jinshi is going to be using them. And finally, if we go down here, we also see the echo skill info. So we can summon Zhue to attack the enemies, which is going to deal spectral damage. The Resonator can then perform Resonance skill to deal sustained spectral damage to the enemies over time. The Sonata effects are going to increase the spectral damage at the 2-piece set, and at the 5-piece set, it's going to increase the spectral damage upon performing the intro skill. And this is going to be lasting for a certain duration, which, as I've said before, is probably going to be around 20 seconds. So be aware of that, and it should give you plenty of time to do some more spectral damage. And that's about it. But we can also speculate that he's most likely going to be a spectral, buffing unit. That if what I'm seeing, if I'm predicting correctly, I believe that Jinshi is going to benefit the most out of any of the characters. As we've seen before for Havoc Rover, we know that the Dreamless, if we do a quick search, the Dreamless specifically benefits from Havoc Rover. So if you equip Havoc Rover and have Dreamless, the Dreamless is going to do an additional 50% more damage, I believe. So the same thing could be true for Zhue. So if Jinshi is going to equip Zhue, then Zhue is going to deal probably even more damage. As we've seen from the trailers and everything, we can confidently say that something like this is not out of the realm of, possibilities. And yeah, I think that's just about everything. Let me know what you guys think of these new echoes. Are they cool, or are they, kind of simple? But yeah, right. I think that's everything for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the channel and possibly subscribe. I do also have a Discord where, the community is pretty awesome. We have just up over 500 members. So if you guys would like to join that, I would, highly appreciate that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.